Well, I'm here today with Charity, and we are going to just do a real brief overview of what SageBrush is all about, what this YouTube channel is all about, what SageBrush circles are all about. This really comes from a dream that we believe that the Lord had put on the heart of our team at SageFire to be able to excavate the latent wisdom and gold, the experience, the knowledge that so many older women, older men have, particularly people in the body of Christ, people in just our neighbors, people in our neighborhoods, that there's so much wisdom that's not being tapped into. We really live in a culture that kind of separates the generations. And in particular, I think in our churches, we just kind of set aside the older people, and not on purpose. Sometimes we think, well, they deserve their rest or whatever. And the fact of the matter is the way that God makes cultures work, the way that he's done it throughout history, is that the elders, the ones that we call sages here, really have so much capacity and have so much to give to make the community work and to make the community healthy and stay together, just because of their experience, just because of what they've been through, just because of that kind of that patience that so many older people have, and just kind of that safe space that they bring. So what we have identified is that there's a real lack in those connections between older people and younger people. And so we're wanting to make those connections come about. And so with our YouTube channel, we're going to be offering just conversations with older people, older women, older men. At times, it'll just be a group of sages sitting around. At other times, there will be sages and what we call sojourners. Younger people join with them in conversations. But Charity, just kind of talk about what SageBrush conversations are and what they're not.
Yeah, I would love to. I'll start with what they're not, because I think it's easier to define what they are. So what they're not is curriculum driven. We have no expectation that there's anything that someone would follow, because we want the conversations to be authentic. We want them to be driven by life questions. So when you're talking about younger people coming to the table, right, there's so many questions about how to do life, how to, for the women, I'll just use as an example, how to walk in all of the roles. How do I walk in motherhood and my purpose and calling within the kingdom, and also juggle a job, all of these different roles. How do I do that well? So that would just be one example. So we want conversations to revolve around really kind of life's biggest questions, where we need the wisdom. Secondly, we don't want there to be an agenda. And I mean this in the best way, but we don't want people to use Christianese. Like, the heart behind these conversations isn't so that we can get in and correct or fix theology, or it to be even driven by theology. It's driven by just kingdom mindset, kingdom purposes, of course, absolutely. But it's driven by conversation, no fixing, no making everyone line up, kind of situation. So the conversations are also really life-giving. I think that's the other way I would say it, is we want to talk about failures. They're the biggest life lessons sometimes. So we don't want to hide behind any of that. We believe that there's more life when people are real and can say, this is what I did really well. This is actually what I did really poorly, and what I learned from that. Here's what I would do differently, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it really is just natural stuff. And so that's one of the things about even in leading a SageBrush circle, is it's not overly complicated. If you live some life, you can lead. And so the goal is that 4 or 5 years from now, we'll be able to look all across the U.S., all across North America, and hopefully beyond North America, and we will see little SageBrush circles of older women gathered together with younger women, older men gathered together with younger men, just hanging out for the purpose of just mentoring through life. And so what we want to do here through SageFire and through SageBrush is we want to offer just enough resources, just enough instruction to kick you off and to keep you going. And so our goal is, from this point on, we're going to start. We've already recorded a lot of conversations, and we're going to be recording a whole lot more. So we are just going to be putting these robust conversations up every week. There will be a new episode with the men. There'll be a new episode with the women that'll pop up, and it'll give you kind of a pattern to be able to lead your own group, and also give you some topics to work with. And so as we start rolling out SageBrush, we really ask you to share it with your friends. You know, the old like, subscribe, ring that bell type of stuff. But we really do hope this becomes a movement. We believe that the wisdom's already out there. All we have to do is just dig around a little bit and expose it. So we welcome you to SageBrush and this journey, and we look forward to it with you. And we would love to have your comments. We'd love to have your feedback and even your suggestions as we move forward, as we build this out, because it really is a community, not just about us, but it's about everybody, isn't it, Charity?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Our hope in this too, just on this last note, is really to empower. It's to empower both the sages and the sojourners to realize that when we are in community and we are having these kind of conversations, it's not hard, it's not difficult, you know? And so I know you covered that, but I just want to hit that again. Like, as you're watching this, be thinking, wow, what does this look like for me? You know, am I a sage or am I a sojourner? Where am I at in this season of life? And then we'll put down in the comments different ways that you can connect, so that as we roll out these groups, you can be a part too.
And as we develop, you'll find out if you're a pastor, if you're a leader in a church in some type of ministry, and you want help to get some SageBrush circles started, you'll see the rollout of resources and even ways to connect with us, so that we can help you, to resource you and equip you to what, even if you want to, you know, bring a SageBrush team in to do some training with you, do a retreat, those type of things are going to be on offer. So we look forward to this journey ahead. We think that this year is going to be an exciting year as we kick this off. And thank you for checking it out and going along the journey with us.